Hi, I'm NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy on board the International Space Station. And last week, myself and Luca Parmitano did a spacewalk in which we had a problem with the inside of his suit. There was leaking cooling water somehow into his ventilation system, and that water got into his helmet. Don't know the exact specifics right now. The engineers and all the people in Houston are working on the problem and trying to figure it out, and we'll do some troubleshooting soon. But I wanted to show you where the water was coming from. So this is Luca's helmet, and the ventilation air comes into the helmet through this port right here, and then goes behind the crew member's head, and then blows the air across the front of your face. Well, with water, a mixture of water and air getting into this vent port, the water bubbles started to build up behind this white plastic piece. Once the water got big enough that it went all the way around and started coming outside the edge of the white plastic, then it saturated his communication cap, and sort of capillary flow just brought the water all around his head, and he had water on and it filled up in his ear cups, and it started to creep into his eyes and covered his nose. Scary situation. The ground teams worked really well to give us some direction, and as a team we got everybody back and everything was fine. But the water would continue, if it had continued to leak much more, it would have been really serious. So that was our problem. That was our spacewalk, and planned for 6.5 hours, and it was about an hour and 45 minutes or so. So don't know if we'll get it rescheduled, but we'll see. And the most important thing is that the suits are determined to be safe, so that whenever the next folks get outside, that everything works well for them. There are actually several ways that water could get inside of a crew member's suit, and while we were outside, we weren't really sure which of those methods it was. There's a drink bag that fits on into this pouch and mounts right in the front along your belly, with a little drink tube coming out by your chin. That holds about 32 ounces of water, and that was the first place that was suspect of a leak. There's also sweat, but it was a significant amount more water than what normally would be produced by sweat. It could have been urine, although to get to the back of his head is very unlikely. And then the other source of water that's out there with us on a spacewalk is in the cooling loop, and we wear a cooling garment, this special long underwear like pajamas kind of, with tubes woven in, cooling tubes woven into the fabric, and ventilation lines running along your back, and it plugs into the suit with a connector here that goes by your belly button. So this was another area that I thought could have been leaking, or we thought, right in one of this fitting here, maybe that was leaking. And then the guts of the suit are behind in the backpack here, and there's plumbing that goes where the suit and the ventilation and the cooling systems meet, and there's different interfaces there that's what the engineers are looking at right now. And the ventilation comes into this port here, which mates up with the part of the helmet that I already showed, and that's where the water was coming from.